So the type of shelter I'm making is one to kind of, you know, maybe I don't have a way to make a fire, or I don't want to have a fire going all night. It's just too much to keep up. So I'm trying to make the shelter I'm making here as warm as possible. And these pine boughs, man, they smell so good, but they also are a great insulator for on the ground of the shelter and the sides. It just kind of keeps the wind out. When I was a kid, me and my brothers, good boy. Perfect day to get out and do a little training. Have a little fun with a new knife. Gonna get up in here and make a shelter. I don't know if I've ever even done that on any of my YouTube videos. I don't think I really have. So it's the perfect day. It's cold. Winds up to 40 miles an hour at times. Tonight it's supposed to get 20 below with the wind chill. I don't plan on staying out all night. I'm just coming out here today to play around a little bit, have a little fun with my dog. Get him out of the room. I'm gonna get up here. We're gonna get up the side of the mountain here. And we're gonna get going. Ah. Good boy. Oh, we're going this way. Where's Burglar? Going nice and slow. You know, I'm dressed for the weather, and if I overexert myself, I'll start sweating. I'm on the verge of some sweating. Just barely. I haven't started yet, so I got to kind of stop for a minute, cool back off. Nice and easy, nice and slow. On a day like today, getting all sweaty, that could be pretty deadly. But slow and steady wins the race. We'll get up in here and get something going. Y'all stay tuned. Hey! Come on back, Burgle! This looks like a good spot here. Where a tree had fallen over, it looks like old ash. I like to be down, nestled in places if it's going to be crazy wind. This is nice and solid. And I can build up over top to get up inside down in here. Doesn't look like there's any widow makers up there. That maple looks pretty dang strong. Hopefully it is. I don't see any dead branches off it. Most of them look pretty solid, so I think this is going to be the spot. I'm going to nestle in here, make a little shelter. Y'all hear that turkey? That's right, Burgle. Dig it deeper for us. Pretty cool hearing that turkey out here. I seen it, Bonzo and Burgle stirred it up, and it went flying off over that way. Now it's doing its little turkey call. And I'm gonna strategically thin out some of these white pines. And I can use the pine boughs for insulation. I'll get a lot more use out of some white pine saplings than I will trudging around here for hours looking for dead stuff. Oh my goodness. Sorry there, folks. Started trimming all the branches off and throwing the pine boughs down in here. I thought I was recording, but I guess I wasn't. guys gonna sleep tonight? You guys would keep me nice and warm, wouldn't you? Yeah. All right, look out, turds. Go find that turkey. Coming along. About halfway through. I'm gonna bring it out a little farther here. Oh, look at. Look at Burgle. You're such a cutie. Are you staying warm? Huh? You're a good boy, Burgle. You gotta keep the pup warm. Bonzo and me are built for this. Burgle's still a puppy. Nice and cozy in here. Yeah, we're definitely out of the wind in this spot. If I was gonna be here overnight, Bonzo's getting comfy. Burgle's right at the end here. So that's good. A man could stay pretty warm with two big old hairy creatures, one on each side of him. Sounds like a bad night after the bar, huh? You know, we're nestled down in here, filling the rest of these gaps. And, you know, I'm definitely a lot warmer. Burgle's keeping his little nose warm. We're definitely a lot warmer in here than we would be outside. Bonzo's like, I'm getting out of here. You guys are cramping my style. Oh man, this Bonzo was in the perfect spot. Yeah, this is nice and down in here. I do have my tarp with me too. I was just kind of pretending like I didn't have it. I threw my tarp up over this and that helped trap our heat in here as well. But I'm coming out, Burgles. Ah. Yeah, it's a lot colder out here. It's cozy in there. I'm gonna finish this thing off. You staying warm? You having fun? Almost done. I mean, really I need to keep on going if I was staying out here. I'm not planning on staying out here tonight. You never know what could happen though, right? Everybody good? See if that stays up there. Ah. Yep. Woo! One kick-ass knife, Jason. I've chopped down and delimbed probably a dozen, 15 maybe, of these saplings, these white pine saplings. On a high end, maybe 20. I didn't count. And I've been thinning them out. And when you're in a survival situation, you gotta do what you gotta do. Better to have it be some green wood, especially if I have a little fire right up, nestled up there by where my shelter is. If I had a bunch of, you know, dead, dry stuff in there, it could catch pretty quick. And then I'd be warm for a little while, but then I'd be in even bigger trouble. So the type of shelter I'm making is one to kind of, you know, maybe I don't have a way to make a fire, or I don't want to have a fire going all night. It's just too much to keep up. So I'm trying to make the shelter I'm making here as warm as possible. And these pine boughs, man, they smell so good, but they also are a great insulator for on the ground of the shelter and the sides. It just kind of keeps the wind out. When I was a kid, me and my brothers, we had a couple huge pine trees in the backyard, and there was a huge pile of the lower branches that my dad would prune off of these pine trees. And in the wintertime, we'd lean them all against one of those big old pine trees in the back. We'd make a shelter and then throw a bunch of pine needles up over it. And I guess when I was like, you know, elementary school, stuff like that, I just remember it could be freezing cold outside and we'd be so warm inside that little shelter just from it blocking the wind. Like, the wind is your worst enemy, I think. But we'd stay cozy, play outside all day. Here I am, 41 years old, still playing outside. I think it's on how you raised. I'm gonna get this finished up. So what I was getting at is this knife is still sharp. I always keep a little bit of some dry kindling in my backpack in case of an emergency. I think I'm gonna see how this does doing a feather stick after I'm done building this shelter. You know, I'm not gonna stay out here all night, and I did leave a note on my door saying if I'm not back by dark, then something's wrong. I didn't tell anybody I was out here. I told them the vicinity of where I was out here, but I didn't tell anybody exactly where I was, and nobody was around to tell, so I just left a note on my door. So hopefully, you know, if something happened, somebody would see that. But either way, so that they don't send a search party out for me, I got to get finished up and start heading back before dark. I'll climb down in here and see where needs some pine boughs and then fill them up accordingly on the outside. A little more over that way and a little more on the top and the back. But this is real cozy in here. You know, I think this would work. Still be a miserable night with -20 temps with the wind chill, but I'm down in this little bit of a berm or whatever the heck you'd call it. Down here, kind of blocked from the wind. And then with all these pine boughs insulating, like, plus my 2 dogs with me, like, I think we'd make it through the night even if we didn't have a fire. My feet are a little cold right now, but I always keep at least 1 extra pair of some dry, thicker socks in my pack. That way, you know, that pair of socks is mostly for if I got stuck out in the woods with some wet feet, cold feet. Before I try and lay down for the night, I put those warm, thick socks on and at least help me for a little while. Might help me get through the night a little easier. But, yeah, this is working out nice. I'm trying to weave these down in here too. Just kind of weave it all together. Make it a sturdy shelter if I can. Yeah. Let me get down in here. All right, there we go. So, yeah. All right. Super cozy. Wonder if y'all can, I'm sure y'all could see me. So, you know, if I might, that's good. I'd probably throw just a little bit more. And then I'd need to fill up where I'm laying down in here. But for the most part, you know, there's some daylight, but it's all good. I'd probably make it so that there was no daylight and then have a nice huge pile of pine boughs on the ground to insulate me from the cold ground. But I'd say this will do the trick. I really like how I'm nestled down in here. Also, just when it gets to be freezing outside and heavy winds and it's been a lot of moisture in the air soaked up in these large branches up in the trees, they have a tendency once they freeze to snap, even if it's like a tree that looks healthy and strong. And I made sure I looked up around here at what trees I had. Maples are usually really strong in my opinion when it comes to being resilient from the cold. And that's the main thing I got around me is a big old maple. But also I'm down in here to where if a branch did fall, hopefully it wouldn't crush me, because I'm kind of in this little divot down in here. But yeah, tell you what, awesome blade. It put in a little work so far. Still feels really sharp. A little bit sticky. Broke her in. But awesome design from Jason Smith, called the Instructor. And there's a smaller version of this knife and a larger version that'll be coming out soon. The larger version's 13 inches overall. This guy here, I'd say is probably, you know, I don't know, I haven't measured it. I think it's a 5-inch blade, probably around a 4.5 inch handle, 1/8 inch thick. We'll get a closer look at this knife. You know, let me see if I can't do a little feather stick real quick with it. She still feels super sharp. Yeah, it's freaking cozy down in here. Out of the wind. Like, my feet are even starting to kind of warm up a little bit, being out of that snow and wind. Fill a bunch more pine boughs down in here and maybe, uh-oh, you'd keep me warm all night, wouldn't you? Huh, he's crazy. Oh. Yeah, it's cozy in there. All right, let me see if I can't do a little. You're sweet. You're sweet. Oh, no. You're such a good boy. You're no dummy, are you, Burgle? You're smart. Are you warm in there? I did not use my axe. I just had it out here because it'd be stupid not to have it out here in case I got in some serious trouble. You know, I still got everything I need just in case something bad happened. Just to try and get me through the night. After all that chopping and hacking, see how she does. Yes, sir. Still sharp as can be. Let's check this edge out. Not a single bit of damage. Still sharp. Heat treated to perfection. Man. Awesome blade. I love this continuous sweep of the belly. It is one continuous sweep. Little slight drop point. Hammer Forge 1095 high carbon steel. 1/8 inch thick. I don't know what kind of scales those are. Some kind of wood, obviously. Got some red liners. Yeah, there we go. Red liners. Little lanyard hole. You know, I can get a finger or two up in there if I'm hacking and chopping. I put this thing to work today and it's still sharp. Little choil there, which I don't mind for fixed blades. For pocket knives and folding knives, it kind of bugs me. Just enough of a finger guard to keep it from slipping. Looks like we got some 1/4 inch brass pins in your lanyard hole. There's his maker's mark, Hobo Forge. Jason Smith, you're the man, brother. Man, this blade is sweet. It's real primitive. It's like all you need. After I received it in the mail, I said to Jason, I said, this is the kind of knife that it's like an all you need knife. It's the only one you need. You can go out and do everything you gotta do with this blade to get the job done, to survive. I don't know, I think it's a little bit newer model. It's called the Instructor model. Feel lucky to be holding it in my hands. It's just got a real primitive shape. Kind of like old frontier style blade. Feels really good in the hand. So, you know, Jason has a website you can go check out. He's got knives. I think as of now, he definitely has a few for sale on there. You just gotta either follow him on Instagram or Facebook. I'll put his information up here on the screen. Go follow him. Like, he does little drops here and there where, you know, he makes these awesome looking tomahawks. I'd love to get my hands on one of them one day. One day I will, you know. But for today, I'm really happy to have this blade. This is my 1, 2, technically my 4th, because I have a little neck knife of his also. And I have a nice little flint and steel and a few strikers from him. Starting to get a little bit of a collection. Maybe I'll do a Hobo Forge collection one day, if y'all want to see that. But there's ways to get a hold of Jason if you need custom orders. He made me an awesome custom, I call it my Rhino tracker. Just like this huge clip point tracker style blade that he made for me, one of a kind. He does awesome leather work. He's the man. Go check him out. Really good dude. Was a sear instructor, and he knows how to make a knife. And they are well worth whatever price you pay. I guess we're going to get geared back up and start heading on out of the mountain here so they don't send a search party out for me. 'Cause it's going to get nasty tonight. It's nasty right now, but it's going to get a lot nastier than it is. And once that sun goes down and the wind picks up even more. Right now it's just been gusting about 40 miles an hour here and there, but it's going to get bad tonight, folks. But hey, I appreciate y'all watching. Oh man, hope you enjoyed this video with this awesome freaking knife. I haven't ever done I don't think I've done a video where I built a shelter, so there you go. If I was stuck out here, that might be something to keep me warm. get me through the night. And all I used to build it was this blade. I mean, I have a folding saw and an axe on me, but I wanted to see how this thing would work doing that kind of work. We got more to come with, and I'm gonna take this down there by the river for our little traditional fire by the river knife review. But for now, that's what we got. Nice little shelter to keep us warm tonight. Awesome blade. Thank you, Jason. Awesome, awesome blade. Man, I'm happy to have this knife. It's fixing to be one of my favorites, I can assure you. But hey, I appreciate y'all watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll catch you on the next one. See ya! I'm following you guys. I don't remember the way. I think Burgle found the trail. I think that's it. Yep. Good deal. All right. I'll catch y'all on the next one. See ya!